Alright, some cache tips and tricks now. So we're going to start out in T-spawn, and we're going to smoke Z in mid. This is another jump throw with the bind. It helps a lot, especially since you're going to be moving forward. But right when you spawn, you're going to look at where the T or whatever meets the roof, and then you're going to jump throw right when you reach the end of this crosswalk. So you pull back. It should get right into Z. So I'll smoke that off, and all you have to watch is window and white box. So we're going to talk about how to flash mid. I've seen people do this, which is okay. That works. For some reason, usually I do it off this wall here, because that gets right out into mid here. And so usually, that's just more effective. And you can also flash over boost. I do this a lot, especially when you're going A or something. It usually just kind of fakes it out, or if someone's going over boost. Once you're out in mid, or if you drop down from boost, this area sandbags, someone will hide there a lot, so just molly in that. Well, less, yeah. You don't want to bounce off the wall, and that'll reach in there, at least to start, and it'll force him to come out. Anything else in mid? No, let's go to B. Sorry. The main thing that I like to do on B is to smoke CT. And you can do that off this wall without going on the corner. And you just aim, this is a walking one usually, and I aim like around the top of the top sign like that. So I'll block that off. And that one's pretty like variable one. You can throw higher, and it's probably gonna go deeper. It's a pretty small corridor, so it has a lot of room for error. And I'm just going to show another little flash technique, especially with this smoke. If you pull an underhand right click, if you ever want to flash through a smoke, underhand like that is the way to do it. So the smoke is gone, but you want basically to throw it like up like that, so you get the least amount, and that pops like right here. So always underhand, high angle through smoke like that. Another thing I do right when this is smoked and when you come in, just throw a molly heaven. And if someone else has a molly, they can molly it afterwards from sight. And you can also re-smoke this afterwards from sight. And B is like really easy to hold with these two things, and then someone like sitting in checker. So also sometimes I'll molly vent, but that's only if you have like an extra molly or something like that. Let's go to A. I'll show the A main smoke. So you want to, this will smoke here, and as a CT, if you're playing A, or if you're playing quad on A, or really anywhere, and you want to do the smoke like every round. So you get right in the corner of the truck, and then get your crosshair. If you see the E, right above like the line for this red thing, and then I put the E in the upper right hand of the crosshair. So that smokes out A main. And you can re-smoke that, but especially if you're playing truck. What else for A? If I'm rushing in, wait for this smoke to fade. If I'm rushing in A main, I usually won't do that smoke, and I throw this flash. It's alright, I don't know. Rushing A main isn't really the best idea anyways, so. And we'll switch over to if you're a T, and you don't want to peek this guy yet, and especially not truck. Truck is like the worst, because you always get opt. And so to combat that, you want to throw, this is like just somewhere around in the green while moving forward a little bit forward. it gets you that. But this one's also another variable. You can just do like one of these. Just anywhere bounce off this backboard thing. So yeah. And then after I do that, if I really want to clear it, depends on the information you have. Usually I would just default it to throw a molly quad. But if you know he's on fence here, which is this little corner thing, then you can just throw on fence or bounce it off the A if you think it's default. Or, well, if you think he's around here. This just crosses them from getting in. You could, if you want to actually get default, you can just do that, but yeah, or less. Well, this is a little more advanced flash, but I think I've done this before in game. But before you open squeaky, like if you're doing a 5-man squeaky rush, the person throwing this flash won't be the first one in. You want to have a guy, like maybe here, who's opening. Well, you wouldn't be able to buy it, but anyways, you just throw this and then open the door, and it pops out of the door. So that'll blind the fork guy or a guy there. The hardest thing is like throwing the flash and then getting the door. So that one goes a little further because I did a little bit of a forward push. So yeah, but that's like really the only thing you can do to flash out squeaky, because squeaky kind of sucks. We'll do this quad flash, especially if you're in like a 1v something and you want to flash out. You just do a bit of a forward push over. You can flash over. So I'd do like this and then peek with that. We'll do a mid flash to retake highway. I just throw it anywhere off this wall really and turn, and then that'll pop there. And if you're coming T to mid through highway, a lot of times people will be here. So if you have an extra molly or something, or smoke, just smoke that, because it's really scary to run up here when you know like you're fighting this and this. And sometimes when I'm going around this corner, I'll flash that. You always wanna, like, this flash is, in my opinion, it's worse than this. I don't know. I mean, do whatever really, but this just like is more visible, it seems like. That's it for nades and stuff. Okay, we're gonna talk about some boosts and some positions and things like that. For tees, actually, here's a little challenge for you guys. If you guys can get this crouch jump, so this is probably what you guys are gonna look like, okay? And that's what you want to do. I'm not telling you the secret, but there you go. And you can do. This is literally useless, but it's just hard. So try that. That's a warm-up exercise. There's a boost, a player boost. Probably know about this one, but if you know like a guy's over here, someone can crouch here and get onto this, and they, like if he's walking in or something, like this is pretty good. Just another thing about boosts. Everyone knows about boosts, so I'm not gonna explain that like it's rocket science, but dropping down from boost, you don't, I mean, if it doesn't really matter, you can do that, but a lot of the time, especially if you jump off, you'll take damage, and I think just doing like this is easier, because then you can just drop down into here, but just these, all I'm really saying is these platforms like exist, and some people just stand up there and don't really do it. I've already broken vent, but I just wanted to explain, like, when I'm going through vent, there's probably always going to be someone here. So either I, like, if they're coming from B main and going in and I know that, I left swipe both of these really fast and immediately drop down here, like as fast as you can. Or if I know they're already in checker, I break this one and peek like this quick, and they're probably always, you can shoot through. I'll talk about wall bangs here in a minute, but they're probably gonna be like here, or just being dumb, like staying right in the middle. But they're holding this, and sometimes you'll have to get them through that. But and if you can see, like these bullets went through. That's what that means. This is another challenge. I fail this half the time, but this jump, this is a weird spot to hold as a CT, and you can crouch jump over to this. No one checks this. Yeah. What else? We'll show you. There's another little movement thing that I see a lot. You're basically always going to take some damage when you drop from checker, or dropping from heaven. But as a CT, if I'm playing checker fast, since if you drop here like this and then walk, they're gonna see you. Like what I try to do, sometimes you'll see this like beta on op shot is like get in to here really quick with a little strafe. I don't know, that's not really anything, but and sometimes you can get the B-hop, but I did not. Let's talk about plants on B, because I think cache is some of the most interesting spots. So this is just default. You plant here most of the time, but if you're in like a 1v3 or 1v2 and you know you have time, you want to plant like, you can plant right here and then go into checker, and just, especially if you have molly or something, because you can molly that last resort, and this is just such a overpowered spot to hold a plant from in checker from front side, because they just have to, like, I keep opening the menu, but they have to defuse it like that. And you know, this box to this good spot for this. Okay, I guess we can show some weird spots on A. I don't know if you know this, but you can get up here like this. It's a very open spot, and you'll probably die. But if this is like the really only time, if you know a guy's standing right here, you can always straight up kill him for free. What other weird spots we got? If I'm holding this, sometimes I like to be up on the railing instead of, because they expect you to be here. This is a bit of an off angle, like, I don't know. Some really weird and useless spots. Just to jump on here, and you can jump them all the lights. This is like the secret ninja spot, you know. Sit here in a smoke and then drop down right to the defuse. Never do that though. A plants. So the similar thing to that B plant, the best like 1v2 plant, if you can get it, in my opinion, is planting right in the corner and then running to A main. And similar thing, I should have explained this at B, but if you hear them planting, you want to like just jiggle peek it and see if they're really defusing, because this is super easy. If there's a smoke down, you want to start spamming because they're probably defusing in the smoke. And you want to make sure you know like the lineup for where he'll probably be. But you want to check if he's defusing, and if he's not, you've basically won if you've seen him and been able to come back in. Because then he'll like defuse it again, and at that point if he fakes it again, like you basically won. So on the second one, you want to like probably try to shoot him. It just really depends on the situation, but just check the fake, and yeah, it's really easy. You can also, oh god, if you want to play this, you can plant default or like around right here, but they might be able to defuse it behind. So I like this plant the best. Alright, and there's a few. Cash has like, let me talk about wall bangs. I forgot about that. Right with Squeaky, this is basically like anything can go through this. Look at the AK. If you want to kill them in like this position, that's like around the lineup you want to take. And then this is just, you can just spam this fully. But this wall, and I've only ever got this kill like once, but I think this wall is op only. If you didn't know, op and deagle are the, yeah, you can spam that with an op and that's it. And you have to get a headshot to get a kill, I think. And maybe, yeah, this is also spammable only with an op. Yeah, but these walls, like the garage doors, are spammable by anything, and I think this too. But AKs are, like SMG is barely going to do anything. So this is spammable. Every garage door, like this one. Sometimes people will like fire through here with an auto from there. And the easiest like place to get killed by wallbang is right here. And I've got kills like multiple from either side. But this angle will get someone right here, I think, like, and it's even does more damage through the little this thing than this. So those are like all the wall bangs I can think of. I think they actually, no, okay, maybe there's some crazy ones, but whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna show. Cash has a few crazy hard. I'm gonna try this once, but you can self boost on from CT like this, and you get that and go up. But there's a few more, or one more, that I'm gonna show in a little clip.